Welcome to this week's podcast episode where we are going to talk about how you can start and grow an email list like an expert in 5 easy steps. So, an email list, let's just talk about the benefits and the importance of having an email list. So, if you don't already, I highly urge you to implement all the steps in this podcast, in this training, because you are going to benefit so much from having an email list, but you're also going to secure your business really, because if you are just serving clients within a Facebook group or relying on your social media to market and promote your business and your services, then you don't own those platforms. So at any time, your account can be closed, your group can be closed, your accounts can be hacked, you can lose all of those followers in literally like a second. So it's really important to start growing an email list, because that is your kind of database of potential clients that you can serve value to, that you can support, that you can, again, provide that value, set yourself up as an expert in your field and build that know, like and trust relationship on a more intimate level, because you're going directly into their inbox. So it's not just, you're not relying on kind of an algorithm that they're only seeing your posts at certain times. You're actually going into their inbox and they want to obviously hear more from you if they've signed up to your email list and if they stay as a subscriber. So it's a really huge importance to have an email list. And I always share these stories, but my email list has literally saved me so many times throughout my business. I started my email list immediately as soon as I started my business over 10 years ago. And again, I didn't know what I was doing. I used MailChimp. It was really easy and really straightforward. So that's one of the platforms you can look into hosting your email list. But in all honesty, I actually started, which I do not advise, but I didn't know better at the time. I actually started with my Hotmail account and just collecting emails and then emailing everyone out. Now, you won't be able to do that now due to the GDPR restrictions and things like that. But that's how I started. I just started with everyone who came along to my class. I had their email and I would just, again, email them. At that time, it was just updates about classes, but that soon progressed. And again, I got MailChimp and started kind of a weekly newsletter and things like that. But my email list has literally saved me, because there's been certain times throughout my self-employment and my business journey where I have gone back to, there's been 2 times where I've had to go back to a full-time job for a year. One was due to illness, and one was due to just being overwhelmed with running a business, actually, and just needing to be in a job. But when I returned to my business, I had an email list there of participants or previous participants that I could email straight away, let them know I was starting up again, and my classes were full immediately because I had that list. Whereas if I'd have not had that list, it would have been me relying on social media, on marketing again from scratch in my local area, doing more leaflet drops. So my email list really has saved me throughout my business journey. So it's really, really important, and I cannot stress highly enough to get your email list set up and started. You may feel overwhelmed, you may feel like that's a big step and everything like that in the beginning, but in the long run, and we always want to think about the long game. I always say this, in your marketing, in everything you're doing for your business, you always want to think about the end game and that long game, where again, this small email list can grow and grow and grow, but it's also there. So if you do get hacked, if you do lose your social media accounts, you have a list of people who still want to hear from you, and you can kind of email them anytime and build your business back up again from there in terms of social media aspects if you lose your social media accounts. So it's really, really important. So let's dive right in and talk about the 5 simple, easy steps. It's really super simple, really easy to start your email list, so actually set up an email list. and grow it. So the idea of an email list is to be serving them and sending them something at least once a month, if not every other week or weekly, and providing that list with value and also selling to that list. So they're on your list for a reason. They will sign up to your list for a reason because you're providing value to them. And you're building that know, like, and trust factor, and they will eventually want to become clients. So it's important that you do sell to them as well, but you're not just selling. You're providing value as well as promoting your products and services because you are a business at the end of the day. So let's start with how to set up your list, and we'll go from there. But this process is going to make it really super simple to stay consistent with emailing your list and growing your list. So again, in the long game, you are growing and you are building a business and a base of clients that you have right in front of you rather than on a platform that you don't own, like social media. So the first thing to do is create an email list by using a host such as MailChimp or MailerLite. So these two I would recommend. There are obviously loads and loads more email providers that you can use. So what I would do is I would just maybe go into Google and give it a little bit of a Google. Most of them will have like free trials, and most of them you can just start a list for free until you maybe reach a certain point, or if you want to do certain things with that list. So I would go and I would maybe try a few free trials and set up some lists and see what you think about that platform. Everybody is going to have a different preference. Also, if you have a website or if you have an all-in-one website platform, a lot of websites now do have the email list included. The website that I use is an all-in-one platform, so everything is in one place. So I have my email list, I can send emails, I can automate emails, I can schedule emails, all from one place. So I don't need anything like MailChimp or MailerLite, a separate kind of email host to send emails and build an email list. But that's where I started. And remember, I just started with my Hotmail and sending out emails via that. I do not advise that at all because you're not able to get people's permission in the same way, and it's just not advisable. So search your email list host. Again, I recommend MailChimp, or again, I know a lot of people who use MailerLite as well. But have a look. And that's the first thing you're going to do is just choose a platform and then go through those steps. And I do more in-depth training on MailChimp in the Members Club masterclasses, so you can start to, again, get more in depth with what to do next. But most platforms are really straightforward and really easy to use with great online support as well. So don't overcomplicate this. Choose a platform and just get started. Just get started. So that's step number one. It's literally the first step. And even if you're pausing this and then doing that and coming back to it, coming back to these 5 steps, that is the first one that you want to do. Because if you haven't got this, then you can't build a list. So go and choose a host, or check that your website, hasn't got that kind of function, or has got that function that you can build your email list with. Step number 2, know who the list is for and what you'll share with them. So like I said before, when I first started my email list, it was literally for anyone who came along to my classes. So it was for people who had been to class, whether they came once or whether they were regular participants, that got their email address and they became an email subscriber. And then I progressed into promoting that on social media for people in my area to get on the list to find out about classes. So it was pretty much that. What I would recommend is to actually make your list for your ideal audience, for specific people. So even if you're going to be promoting your classes via your list, I would again try and create this list and your newsletters for a specific audience. So if you teach Pilates, for instance, then make the topic of your email list and your email newsletters obviously based around Pilates, but then go a little bit deeper. Is it Pilates for women, Pilates for men, Pilates for pre and postnatal? Like, what is that niche? And really get clear on who they are, how you can help them, and what you'll be sending them and what they can get from you. So you want to obviously be really clear. You don't want to get people onto your list saying that it's like Pilates and then send lots of things out about dance fitness. So you want to be clear about what they're signing up to and what they'll be getting. So for instance, if it is for your classes, then let them know. Sign up to the email list. You might have a freebie or a lead magnet. Again, that's a whole nother training, so we're not going to focus on that just yet. And in this podcast and in this episode, but you could have something where they get something free to come on your list, or you might simply say to them, become a subscriber and I will send you information about, or information, tips and advice about Pilates, about the classes that I teach in whichever area, or my online platform where you can get access to Pilates from home. Whatever you'll be sending out, make sure it's clear that they know what they're going to be receiving in their inbox. And the only way you can really specify that is if you are clear on who your list is for and what you're going to be sharing with them. So again, make a few notes on that. Make a few notes on the type of ideal client that you want to work with, regardless really of if you're working with them now. So say like you are taking your fitness business online, you haven't quite set up it in kind of its entirety yet, but you know that at the minute you're teaching to women in your area, but when you go online, you want to be a little bit more specific and you know you've got a specific ideal audience. I would make your list based around them and based around that. So you can start to grow that email list based around the business that you want, rather than just making a random list of kind of people. So be really clear about who your list is for and what you will share with them. So we've got your email host. We have got really clear on who your list is for and what you'll share with them. Now, I want you to make a list. It's going to make it really easy for you to not get behind on sending out emails to your email list. So a lot of people will say to me, I just don't know what to send out every week to my email list. And then they start sending out random things because they think they should be sending something. But I want you to get really clear on whether you have enough content to send something out weekly, whether you are going to send something out monthly, every other week. So be really clear on your time limits and realistically what you can create and send out to people. It doesn't have to be long. Remember, people's time is really valuable. So even just a couple of lines in an email every week, providing maybe one tip that they can implement that week, is enough. People, don't have time. There's a lot of things going into their inbox. If they open your email and there's a lot of content there's a lot of text, it's just really long. Sometimes that can be off-putting. So we want to make a list of as many topics, struggles, solutions, tips and advice as you can. And this list is going to be your go-to. So every week, if you can, batch create your newsletters and schedule them to go out. So at the beginning of the month, you can literally write, 4 emails if you're sending out weekly. You know the topics of those 4 emails. You can write them out. You can type them out, and you can send them, schedule them to be sent for the rest of the month. So then it's done. You don't really have to worry about it again. So this is what that list can do for you. Instead of kind of getting to that same time every week thinking, I've got to send out an email to my list. What am I going to send? You've got a list which you can go to for ideas, topics, that you can send out. But also you can use that list, take 4 of those topics and just write 4 emails, schedule them, and that's you done for the month. So it can be really super simple and super easy, but a little bit of planning and prepping is always really good. So list as many struggles, solutions, tips, advice as you can. And this will be your inspiration for your weekly newsletter or your monthly newsletter. And you're just going to pick one of those topics and write an email, and how that can help your email list, what they can implement. Maybe it's inspiration, maybe it's maybe you're creating a small video that you can send out that helps them with a specific issue, and that exercise can help with that. So, really sit down time yourself, half an hour or 15 minutes, and literally just write a list. Keep writing and writing. It doesn't matter if it's a right or wrong topic, but you want to have a list where you can then refer back to and say, actually, that topic isn't good, I'm going to cross that off the list, but these ones are really good and I'm going to use them. So it's a go-to list, so you're never stuck of what to send out to your email list. And that's really important to do before you actually start to build your email list, because you're prepared, you've got things to send out immediately when people start subscribing to your list. So that's number 3. Number 4 is create a landing page telling people why they should sign up to your list and how to sign up. So your email provider should have this function. So MailChimp has this function where you can just create a landing page or a contact form. There's a few other kind of terms that they kind of call it, but it's basically a landing page where it has somewhere where the people come into that page can put their email address, can put their name in, and subscribe to your list. So on that page, and again, I have training on this, how to create a landing page, but whatever platform you're using should guide you through how to create a landing page to actually get people on your list. That landing page, again, should be super clear on what they are signing up to and what they are going to get. So if you are going to be sending out offers and things about your products, then just mention that also on your landing page as well. Even if it's just in the small print underneath the contact form, make sure that they know what they're signing up to, and that what you're sending out is in correlation and in alignment with that. So again, your landing page wants to be compelling, it wants to speak to your ideal audience, and it wants to really engage them into, like, I really need to be on this list because I really need to know more about that. So again, really focus on what they will be getting, why they need to get that. So again, maybe you're going to be sending out tips and advice. So what in their life at the moment are they struggling with, and how can being on your email list really help them and really provide them with ongoing support or ongoing value that is going to help them with maybe that solution, that their struggle that they're struggling with. So again, you want to be really clear on what you're going to be sending out and how that can help the people who are on your list. And then you just share. You'll have a link to your landing page. So you want to save that somewhere where you have it, maybe on your phone, on your desktop. So you can share that link with everybody and get those people onto your list. So I have a resource. I'll try and make it available in the show notes, but I do have a resource of lots of places where you can add that link and start to build your list. So there's so many places. There's your Facebook page, there's your Instagram account, there's the Facebook header. You can post it in your group, you can post it to your Facebook profile. There's loads of places where you can share that link. And those are the first 5 steps. And then as you start to build your list, you might want to grow it even more by having like a freebie or a lead magnet where people can actually get something for subscribing to your list. So whether it's a PDF, whether it's a free workout, but you're providing something that they get instantly as soon as they subscribe, as well as that ongoing newsletter or weekly advice that they're going to get from you. And then every now and then, or maybe at the bottom of every email, you can say how you can help them further with the products and services that you currently have in place, that they can access and purchase and buy, so you can help them a little bit more. And it's that simple. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't make it like a really big thing, because it really isn't. Do one step at a time and then just go on to the next step and then on to the next step. So let's just recap all of those steps. Create an email list by using a host such as MailChimp or MailerLite. Or again, check that your current website, the current platform that you're using, doesn't already have that in place. And if they do have it in place, obviously you want to be using that as well. Then we are going to know who your list is for and what you'll share with them. So make sure you're really clear on that, and make sure that it's what you want for to kind of build your business. And it's and again, that's going to make it really clear and really helpful for the next step, which again was listing all those topics, those struggles, solutions, tips and advice that your email subscribers will want to hear and want to know about every single week. And you can send that out to them every single week. And then we create a landing page telling people why they should sign up to your list and how to sign up. And then we literally share that list. We share that link. We share how people can subscribe. And we put that into our marketing. So we put that every now and then into our social media posts. We kind of work it in on a regular basis. We don't just kind of share that link once and then not again. We want to be doing it on a regular basis, so people are always aware that they can become a subscriber and they can join our list.